Let's review Baddha Konasana bound ankle pose. This is a seated forward bend that's going to increase flexibility in the hip joints. It will open the spine and stretch the entire back side of the torso. So let's take a look at bound ankle pose. We're having Karen start on a folded blanket because this is going to help to give her pelvis a little bit of a forward tilt so that her pelvis is level to the floor and her spine is straight even before she comes into the pose. Now to look at the pose itself, let's bend our knees. We're going to place the soles of the feet together as we externally rotate the hips. And where you place your feet is going to depend on your comfort level, especially for your knees, your flexibility level. So if your knees are uncomfortable in this position, you could slide the feet further out, away from the groin. You can also use a folded blanket underneath each knee. Okay, so you'd have another one over here as well. So we'll show the standard position now. And to come into it, you can either hold on to your ankles or interlace the fingers around the feet. Either way, we want to start with a nice vertical spine as we inhale. We're lightly pulling on the feet or ankles toward the groin, and that's going to help us to level the pelvis, open the hips, and sit up nice and tall. So we're inhaling, lengthening the spine to enter the pose, exhaling as we tilt the pelvis forward. The spine is nice and long, neutral, and she's going to continue in what we call the active phase, or the first phase of this forward bend, lengthening with every inhalation, possibly deepening the forward fold at the hip joints on the exhalations. Beautiful. And then if her spine is healthy, there's no discomfort, she can take one more deep breath to lengthen and transition into what we call the relaxation phase of the forward bend. So that second phase, she's allowing her spine to round if it's comfortable. She's allowing her back to soften. And if she feels to, she can also stretch her arms out in front. So that's a variation that might help to keep the spine long, the breath open. We don't want to think of collapsing the chest here. We want to feel the energy, the base of the spine and the lower back traveling toward the brain here. The legs are still active as we press the soles of the feet together, but the upper body is soft in that relaxation phase of the pose. And as she breathes diaphragmatically, she can focus on the affirmation, which can help her to release feelings of insecurity, anxiety, as she silently affirms, "Secure in myself, I accept whatever is." And to exit the pose, she can use her hands on the floor, inhaling as she recaptures a straight spine. She might draw the knees back together, hugging them in, or sitting cross-legged, and just finding a comfortable neutral position to integrate the effects of this pose. Now there is a variation to this pose called Supta Baddha Konasana, supine bound ankle pose, where you lay on your back with the soles of the feet together. Arms can be comfortably open out from the body, palms upturned. And this is just a very relaxing version of the pose. If needed, you could always prop up the knees as well. So that was a review of Baddha Konasana bound ankle pose.